So this is the screen that you definitely didn't see before. Um, this is, well, it's kind of hard to really say what it is. Um, basically, if you've played an MMO, this is basically your your skill tree. Though that term is really not only used in MMOs anymore, but yeah, basically I can go for tradition, and if you hover over these, it will actually tell you what they're good for. And to be honest, I tend to always start out with liberty, because liberty is good for civilizations who want to rapidly expand. And adopting liberty will speed up the training by 50% for settlers. So that's a great bonus. Also, they just have these little bonuses that you can get later on if you, again, get enough culture points. So basically I can adopt liberty now, then the next time I do, I can either adopt honor or tradition, or I can get collective rule and get more food from our starting cities, or I can get citizenship, which increases the rate of workers, which again is really useful early on, especially. So later on, you can actually get these which are now locked. You can kind of see by their icons for what era they are supposed to be. So once you get to the point of research, then yeah, you can actually get that. You can get them. So yeah, I need to be in the classical era for these. Medieval era, Renaissance are both for those, and finally the industrial era. So it will basically go like this. That's the way you unlock them. So yeah, I like liberty a lot. Honor is very combat focused, which again might be good. Not for me though. Not for me. And then there's tradition, which is very culture focused actually. So you can build a lot of wonders very quickly, which is a way to get a lot of culture points. Because wonders, there's a lot of culture in those. So yeah, I mean that's basically culture is military focused, and liberty is basically all around just start expanding your empire. So I like that. So adopt it. Yes. So I now have my liberty. Also, speaking of victory conditions, the Utopia project down here is actually the winning condition for culture. Basically, if you get 5 of these, well, 5 of these social policies, and you fully unlock them, so you adopt them and then get every single item in there, so that's a lot of culture, mind you. If you get 5 of them, then you can actually research the Utopia project. And if you actually, well, get the Utopia project, then you've won, because you've created the Utopia. Which is a very neat idea, actually. So, yeah, that's that. My settler should be getting produced a bit faster now, so... And it will the game will sometimes just pop up with these messages. People with the pointy sticks, aka military power. Considering I haven't built any military, I'm pretty poor. So... yeah, you will get an idea of how well you're doing. Let's actually get to those ruins. Evidence of recent activity reveals a location of nearby barbarian encampments. Encampments. 2. What? I only see 1 over here. But, okay. Oh, actually, there's another. Oh, interesting. Interesting. That's very close to my town. Let me just explain what encampments actually are. First I'm going to just fortify until healed my warrior. But basically encampments work in the way that there will be 1 barbarian unit guarding their camp. But that unit will generally not venture out. And the camp will, over time, every couple of turns, spawn a barbarian unit. So basically you want to get rid of those encampments really fast, because if you get over time there will be more and more encampments. So if you don't clear them out, you might just get overrun with barbarians. But this is mostly so because, you know, I enabled the option for raging barbarians. So they're much more prominent. But I like that, because it will keep things interesting in the beginning, because otherwise there might not be, you know, you might not have to focus on military at all. Because I know in my first round, I went just about 200 turns without really building any military units, which is kind of extreme.
Here Hector entered, with a spear 11 cubits long in his hand. The bronze point gleamed in front of him and was fastened to the shaft of the spear by a ring of gold.
Alright, so that's bronze working, which will definitely work out for us. So let's bombard that barbarian some more, and yes, they're dead. Great. So now I can send my workers back to build that farm. My warriors are slowly regenning. So now I have to choose a next research. I think I'm just going to go with animal husbandry, because that will, well, it will actually say so. Reveals horses on the maps. Horses are actually a resource, much like those deer are and the furs are. But horses are kind of special because they're actually used to produce mounted units. You need a certain number of, well, basically for every mounted military unit you want to build, you will need one horse resource. So the same thing applies with iron. If you want to make a swordsman, for example, you will need iron. And later on for oil as well, for example. And if you want to build nuclear weapons or, you know, nuclear bombers or anything like that, you will need uranium. And you will need a facility to actually work with that stuff, to actually get something out of it. So it's very important to expand your empire, because I might just be sitting on, you know, a rich source of oil, and I will just simply not know about it right now. That stuff will only be identified once your civilization has the technology to do that. So that's always kind of fun, and it's definitely worthwhile to expand your empire. Yeah, archery is fun, because basically an archer can fire over 2 hexagons, much like a city can, but they're mobile, obviously, so I'm probably just going to research archery after animal husbandry. Also, animal husbandry, the second thing is that I can construct a pasture, which is necessary for some of the resources. So let's research that and click next turn. There we go. Let's set them to construct the farm again. And now I've got my settler. Oh man, I've not even thought about where I'm going to go with these. Let's choose production first. Let's actually create a warrior, because I do not trust my settler going out alone, because if my settler runs into a barbarian, he's gone. I will have to build a new one, so that would suck. Let's go there though. Okay, there's nothing down south, I think. Nothing good. I mean, you can see these hexagons produce nothing. So that's definitely not somewhere I'd want to build my city. Or my second city, I should say. Oh boy. Well, my farm is built, so that is good news. On the downside though, there's more barbarians. Gonna have to do something about them. I'm just gonna go with it. I mean, you only live once, right? How's my warrior doing? My warrior's nearly back up to full health. Okay. Alright. So Ramses now just wants to go with a pact of cooperation, which he first refused, so maybe he's feeling a bit threatened by another civilization I've not met. But yeah, I'm fine with it. I want peace. I'm pleased. Yeah, so am I. Except I don't know where cities are, so... Oh boy. They're probably trying to pillage the farm, which would be bad. So let's attack them. Not bad. Let's see, let's move over to Mount... Oh, more barbarians. Yeah, basically I'm gonna have my units, all my military units move across mountains and through forests, because that gives you a combat advantage. So that's always important to keep in mind. Well, let's go explore the ruins, might as well. Ruins explored. You found cultural artifacts, which are your citizens. You've received 20 culture. You know, I'm now at 25 out of 30, so that's nearly the next policy for me already. So those ruins are definitely helpful, definitely. Right, I'm done. So next turn. My worker, well, might as well do the same thing as before. Try and go for the mine there. Yep, damn. As it actually says, a farm has been destroyed by a marauding barbarian brute. So, yeah, farm. Bye-bye. Spent like 8 turns on that, but they just destroyed it like that, so... That sucks. Also, these barbarians are looking for a fight. And actually, if you look at it, I'd only get a very minor victory over there. Because my strength is essentially 6. But I have a 33% bonus against barbarians, because barbarians just, well, are unlucky, I guess. I don't know. But they have a plus 25% terrain modifier, which is from the mountains they're standing on. So that's why you always want to move in the mountains. It will give you a significant advantage. So I'm just gonna... Well, I'm actually going to move over here. I'm going to set my worker to create a mine. I can also build a farm, but that would be kind of silly. So, let's see now. There's some fish over here, which is a lot of food actually, so it's kind of interesting. Let's move up a bit though. Yeah, there's not a lot else around there, so probably not good enough to actually build a city. Probably not. Then again, it is kind of safe because... Well, let's just explore. I'm risking it. Yeah, I'm not feeling this. I'm not feeling that. So let's see what the barbarians are now going to do. Oh god. Ha! Yeah, barbarians, indeed. So these guys are really chasing me, so I'm just going to actually... press F for fortify. That basically will set my wars to defend, which means they are going to be even stronger or harder to kill. So let's do that, because they're pretty much surrounded. And also there's more barbarians around Moscow, which is bad. But that's they were just getting, you know, generated from the encampment over here. So I need to definitely do something about that. But let's first, let's see, bombard these guys. Actually, I'm going to retreat my my workers, because those barbarians can reach up there, so don't want to risk it. Let's see, back on my settler. Where do I want to build my next city? Basically, these are spots that are being recommended to me. I'd agree that that's a pretty good spot. Except, basically, if I click on my city, you can basically see what's highlighted. That is basically the area the city can actually, you know, basically grow onto. That's how big it can get. As far as I understand it, at least. So I basically don't want to build my city right here, because that would be so close. That would basically cut into the other cities' hexagons, if that makes sense. Does to me, but yeah, I don't know. I find some of the stuff kind of hard to explain. Let's see now. Where am I actually? Let's go over here. I kind of want to build a coastal city, to be honest, but well,